My name's Stan. I'm actually making wine from grape juice. That's the grape juice I'm using. Sun grown. That's from Tesco. It's about 89 pence a litre. You need 4 litres for a gallon of wine. You also need a demijohn, a funnel which is obviously sterilised, a hydrometer and a hydrometer jar. They're obviously sterilised. What I've done, I've taken the grape juice and put it into the jar, and I've measured it, and it's 1060. Now 1060 at the moment will give you 7%, 8% alcohol when it's finished. That's not really enough to keep, because it does need a higher alcoholic content to keep, so you do need to up it a bit. I usually try to end up about 12, 13 if I can. Sometimes it goes over 13 and a half. So as I've actually taken the specific gravity, the starting gravity, I've now got to add sugar to it to bring it up to 1090, which will give us 13% alcoholic content. I'm just boiling the water at the moment, and I'll put the sugar in. Sugar out because I know it will need 13 ounces of sugar. So what I've actually done, I've actually put 14 in there to allow for the water that you add to it, because obviously the water hasn't got any sugar in it anyway. So what I've got to do is add the sugar over the kettle boil. I should have boiled it earlier. Mix that with the boiling water. I use boiling water for the simple reason it melts much quicker. Caster sugar is really good. I've actually got granulated caster sugar, does work really well. And what you've got to do is, you mustn't add the sugar as sugar to wine. It's got to be diluted down. It's got to be in liquid form. It's called a syrup, sugar syrup. All you've got to do is just pour boiling water on it. I'll do that now, and I'll show you how easy it is to add the sugar. When you pour the sugar syrup into the demijohn, that will bring it near enough to blood temperature the time you've added the appropriate amount. Sometimes it's over a pound of sugar. It depends on how high the hydrometer reads. Obviously, the higher the contents of the sugar in the grape juice, white or red, then obviously the less sugar you need. Don't forget the funnel, sterilised obviously. I'll pour that straight into there. I'll pour the remainder of this grape juice into there as well. And once this is finished, the sugar content. Now the only trouble is with adding water and sugar to the demijohn, the problem is you've only got so much room. So what you've got to do is get that sugar in basically as little sort of water as you can, which can be a little bit of a problem, because if you've got a really low sugar content in your grape juice, you're going to have to add more sugar, and sugar takes up volume obviously, so you've got to really keep it quite tight with the water, because you've only got that much now before it's going to be full up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tip this into here. If you have got a bit of a problem with it, what you can do, say this was now to fill up this to there, or virtually to there, I can actually take some juice out of here, the grape juice, put it in here, and then put the sugar in and mix it cold. But it's nice to add the hot or boiling water if you can, because it just melts the sugar quickly. Whereas grape juice, already got sugar, it's quite difficult to melt the sugar. And as I say, we've got to try and get that specific gravity, the starting gravity, up to 1090, and that will give us, as I say, 13% or thereabouts. I'll just put a bit more sugar in there now. Now you can see it's not far off being the top of the demijohn, so I've got to be a little bit careful here now. This is all the sugar now going in, and that's finished. After 16 days roughly, the wine, because it'll be wine by then virtually, that'll clear, it'll stop bubbling and it will clear. And what you've got to do then is fine it with a fining compound. I haven't actually need this. I have, I think. I use Quick Clear finings. There's 2 bottles in there, and you mix a small amount of A and a small amount of B. I think it's about 1 milliliter. Yeah, 1 milliliter. So it's a very small amount. So a box like this will last quite a long while. I think I've done about 10 gallons of it at the moment. I've just got to milk this down. Excuse me about the cough. And then once this is actually once this is finished bubbling, I've got a bubbler there, it's just got to be sterilised. Once the bubbling is stopped and then you add the finings, you leave that till it's completely fell to the bottom, all the rubbish has fell to the bottom, the lees, it's called the lees. That falls to the bottom, and then you can rack it off, which is you siphon it from one demijohn into another sterilised demijohn. Then you can either leave it there for a while, or you can actually, if it's clear enough, you can actually put a Camden tablet per gallon, 1 Camden tablet per gallon, and what that does, that actually sterilises and kills any bacteria, and also stops the yeast re-fermenting. You need to do that, because otherwise the demijohn which you leave it in, or the bottle you leave it in, if it's sealed, will explode. And everybody wonders why bottles explode. The reason why they do is because the yeast is still alive. So if you kill the yeast with a Camden tablet, you can't actually do that. I'll just put that in there. Lovely. I'm going to pour the juice, the yeast in there now, excuse me. That's the yeast I use, Young's. This is a couple of quid, I think. Yeah, $2.25. So you get quite a lot out of that. You only want a teaspoon, roughly. Doesn't matter if you go a little bit over; it won't make any difference. It certainly won't flavour your wine too much. Right, a fraction more for luck. I've never had this not start, so as I say, I'm putting boiling water into there, but with the amount of water that's there, it actually brings the temperature down just about perfect. I'm just going to sterilise this cork. It's already been sterilised, but I'm doing it again. Lovely, and then I'll show you a couple of demijohns I've got at the moment. Lovely. Then obviously you've got to label. I won't do it now because it takes up a bit of video time, but you label it, put the date and the specific gravity on it. And what I'll do, I should have done that actually, what I should have done actually, sorry about that, is taken, I'll just shake that up. All I should have done, sorry about that, is taken another reading. It should read near enough 1090. It's 1000 and nearly 1080, but because it's warm, you do lose a little, so it'll be a little bit over 1080, which is perfectly okay. I'll tell you what the alcoholic content will be. Hopefully, I say hopefully. It should be quite high anyway. Sorry, I'll just sterilise that again as I put it down. cleanliness is pretty crucial, because otherwise you can get bad things happen, like vinegar. The vinegar bug can get in there and all sorts of things, and if it goes wrong, you've wasted the time. So, and you're talking about a month before you can drink it. That's not too bad, considering if you went out and picked blackberries or elderberries, you're talking about a year. So this is a lot quicker. About a month and you can drink it, and it goes to sort of 13%, which is not bad at all. Now I'll just put this over here, and then I'll show you a bit warmer, and I'll show you what I've actually got here. At the moment I've got, that's the one I've just done, that's the black grape. Here I've got a white grape. This is the same make. This is oh sorry, no, this is apple and elderflower. That's Tesco's apple and elderflower. That was started on the 16th, so it's not long. It's not long now before I can actually rack that off. You can see the leaves at the bottom there. Once that stopped bubbling, because it's still actually just bubbling a little. I don't know if you can see that bubble. It will do. Like that one's bubbling there now. Oh, I just missed that one. You see the leaves, that's got to be racked off, and then you end up with wine. I've had a couple of glasses out of this, but you can see how lovely and clear that is. It's a really nice bottle of wine, and it tastes superb. I've had some out of that as well, obviously, and I've got an apple wine, which will be like a cider, but it actually will be an apple, and that's from Tesco's as well. I think that was about £1.10. But everything must be clean. When you rack it off from one demijohn to another, you need to have a sterilised, clean demijohn there. So you rack ones from one to the other, leave the leaves behind, and then once you've done that, put it into bottles, unused screw top bottles. Then you have to keep corking all the time, which is a bit of a pain. And they're easy to clean. You just clean with Camden tablets. Again, you do need a Camden tablet. At the end of the fermentation, you must put a Camden tablet per gallon in the demijohn to kill off the yeast if there's any left. Otherwise the bottles will burst, and you don't want that. I've had that with elderflower champagne. It does make quite a mess. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the video. It works out about 85p a bottle, which is pretty cheap, and it does work. All the best. My name's Stan. I hope you enjoy the video.